My 34 male ex-wife, 32 female, divorced me after she got cancer so that she could leave first. Now she wants to come back. Should I give her another chance? Original post. I met my wife, I'll call her Anna, during our first year of university. We dated through university and got married right after her graduation. Things were happy for about a while until Anna discovered a lump in her right breast. I encouraged her to have it checked out. She was reluctant to do so, but ultimately did because breast cancer runs in her family. And sure enough, that's what she had. The good news, if it can be considered good news, was that the breast cancer she had was extremely treatable with chemo and radiation. Based on her family history, her doctor also recommended a double mastectomy for her. This put Anna in a really dark place. I suggested she go to therapy, but she outright refused and said she never wanted to hear me suggest that again. So I did my best to be encouraging and supportive to her. I took time off work to be at every appointment with her. I took on 100% of the household chores both inside and out. I did all of the shopping, drove Anna everywhere she wanted to go. I planned out special dates for us, gave her an hour-long foot massage every night. I literally did whatever I could. About 6 weeks into her treatment, Anna brought up the idea of going to stay with her sister Sarah for a week. This honestly relieved me, as I was burning the candle at both ends trying to accomplish everything, and I thought some time apart would help us both. 2 nights into her stay with Sarah, Anna called me and said she wanted a divorce. She said she had read a lot about men who abandon their wives when their wives get sick, and that she was determined to leave me before I could leave her. I can't put into words how much this crushed me. I loved my wife. She was my everything. I begged her to reconsider, told her I had never thought of leaving her, not even once. I asked her again to go to therapy. She refused again. I asked her to go to couples therapy with me. She wouldn't. I asked her what I could do to convince her I wanted to stay, and she said there was nothing. That I am a man and therefore I would leave. End of story. It took about a year because of where we live thanks to COVID, but eventually everything was finalized. I ended up selling the house and splitting the proceeds between me and my now ex-wife. I didn't want to stay in that town anymore, so I put in a transfer request at my job and ended up moving to a town about 2 hours away. For the past couple of years, I've been focusing on myself more. I got a dog. I've been on a few dates, but nothing serious. I picked up hiking as a hobby and started gardening. Out of the blue, Anna called me 3 weeks ago. She said she'd been in town on a trip with friends and saw me, and all of her old feelings rushed back. She said she was sick and out of her mind at the time, and that I couldn't hold her words or her actions against her. She said she still loved me, that she always had, and that she regretted leaving me. She begged me to give her another chance. I'm so confused. If I'm being honest, I still love Anna, but I'm no longer in love with her. She broke my heart. I was devastated when she ended things. It took me a long time to get my head on right. But I also know she really was in a bad place because of the cancer. Do I owe it to her and what we had to hear her out? I'm scared that if we reconnect, I'll always feel like she'll have one foot out the door. But maybe that's unfair. I don't know what to do. Should I give her another chance like she wants? I never recommend couples getting back together unless the issues that drove them apart are fixed. Cancer was not the problem. Lack of communication, trust, and a willingness to compromise was on her end. She made unilateral decisions without caring how it affected you. She refused therapy. The way you're writing this, it's still all about what she wants, which sounds like the dynamic that destroyed your marriage. So what changed? I wouldn't do it. But if you want to open the door, you need to start with brutally honest couples therapy. And her active and honest participation is non-negotiable and a deal breaker otherwise. Have the therapy to hash out and bury the past and see if dating is an eventual possibility. You guys need to start from scratch. And it's okay if you try it and you can't move on like she expects you to. She hurt you, regardless of her motivations. Sometimes you can't undo things. Like going to therapy during an extremely difficult traumatic time in your life is something you shut down and demand your loved one never mentions becoming emotionally healthy ever again. If you do try again, therapy should be non-negotiable. The fact that she refused therapy while going through breast cancer really makes me nervous for the future of the relationship. I'm absolutely not saying everyone has to process things the same way, but a situation like that is what therapy is there for. And I would hope any partner I have might at least consider giving it a chance. As a breast cancer survivor, it was nearly impossible for me to go through therapy while getting treatment. I tried, but I wasn't at all ready to process the emotional trauma of a bilateral, double mastectomy, hair loss from chemotherapy, medication to shut down my ovary function in an attempt to protect my reproductive system by limiting the impact the chemo had on my ovaries, and more painful procedures, including reconstruction surgeries. Looking back, I realized I had to basically shut down and just focus on getting through appointments and surgeries and surviving. Then, I started therapy almost years after my last treatment and have been processing the trauma ever since. I just encourage others to consider how really, truly difficult this is. When I had my mastectomy, I was single, and I almost had a nervous breakdown thinking no one will ever want me now. I was so young, my medical team couldn't believe it when they actually had to diagnose me with breast cancer. I understand Opie's wife's feelings. Now that she has survived cancer, she might be ready to process the emotional trauma of nearly losing her life, but certainly also the loss of sexuality resulting from a mastectomy. I'm not saying the right thing to do was to leave her husband. Just that I understand how hard it is to go to therapy to talk about your feelings in the middle of the process of just trying to survive. Now for the update. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who left comments on my original post. I now know what people mean when they say RIP my inbox. I posted that and went to bed never expecting it would blow up so much. By the time I woke up, the post was locked, not sure why, so I couldn't respond to any comments. But I read as many as I could and tried to take everything into consideration. Many of you suggested I reach out to my ex-wife Anna for an in-person conversation. The overwhelming consensus was that meeting her in person would tell me all I needed to know. And you were right. That seemed reasonable to me, so I texted her, and she jumped at the chance to meet. And we did so yesterday after I was done work. I chose to ask her to meet at a local coffee shop. Maybe it sounds bad, but I didn't want to meet her at my house or anywhere private just in case. Anyway, Anna was already there when I got there. She got up and hugged me. I let her, but didn't hug her back. Then we sat down. I asked her to remain quiet while I talked, and then I told her everything. I'm gonna sum it up here, because I honestly don't remember everything I said. I think I talked for like 10 minutes solid, while she just sat there and teared up. But I told her things, like how much she had devastated me. I told her that I would have stuck with her through thick and thin, no matter what. I told her that I loved her, and that hadn't changed after her diagnosis or treatment plan. I told her that I was broken after she initiated the divorce. I told her how hard it was for me to pull myself back together. A lot of you pointed out that if Anna and I got back together, I should be worried about what she would do the next time she got sick, or if I got sick. And you were right, so I told her that too. And she got mad and interrupted me at that point. She said I was being unfair, that I wasn't taking into consideration her mental health at the time. She said she wasn't thinking straight, but that now she was. I took the chance to ask her if she'd been to therapy. She told me she hadn't, and that she had no plans to, and that she didn't need it. I have to admit, that crushed me a little. I asked her why. Just, why? It's the one question I've really wrestled with over the months. And she said that she'd gone looking for support groups and found a lot of women who had stories about their partners leaving. She even mentioned Reddit, funnily enough. She said she talked it through with her sister Sarah. Anna said that Sarah, to her credit, had tried to dissuade her from divorcing me. But that between social media and some of Anna's friends, Anna felt like she had to go through with it to be seen as a strong woman. That is word for word what she said to me. I don't remember anything else exactly, but I will never forget that. She broke my heart and threw away our relationship because somehow in her mind that translated to being strong. She then started trying to tell me we could get back together again, but at that point I just told her flat out that wasn't happening. What it comes down to for me is that I just can't trust her. I would always be worrying about the same thing happening again. She cried a lot and tried convincing me for a little while. And when I got up to leave, she threw her iced coffee in my face and stormed out. So yeah, we're definitely not getting back together. I have the closure I always wanted. I wish it felt better. I've been dwelling on it for the past day and a half. I keep wondering if there's something I could have done better, some way I could have saved our relationship. But I know there's not, so I blocked her number. I kind of hope I never hear from her again. My ex, 26 female, broke up with me, 29 male, 2 weeks ago. Now she wants me back. Me and my ex were in a relationship for almost 3 years, supposed to be my 3rd anniversary tomorrow. We're working together in the creative industry. Everything was fine, and we were obsessed about each other until 2 months ago. For work related, I met this guy, 25 male, who's an expert musician, and we instantly became friends. I have a helping mentality. He was going through some depression, and I lifted him up, took him to therapy, and I even introduced him to my girlfriend. They instantly clicked and became good buddies, and at first it was kind of a brother-sister vibe. I was so happy for them, as they both were finding it difficult to make friends, and I was grateful I could help. We stayed at his place, and later we invited him to her place, and we had a lot of fun together at first. Eventually she started acting different towards me, like I could know the slightest difference in attachment. At first it was minute, then it became more and more evident. Her calls started getting fewer, and she started acting disinterested in me. I constantly communicated with her about how I was feeling, and she assured me everything was fine. Up until one day I logged into her IG as I knew the password, and I saw her sending DMs, though not sexting, and memes to the new guy, and she was leaving my messages unread. As days passed, she became more and more distant. Then they started making plans, and she invited him over and let me know about it in the last minute. One of our mutual friends, 21 guy, also joined them, and these three became a gang. These three went on a stayover for some days, and for the first time I decided to stop making the effort. Not to my surprise, she didn't make much effort to contact me, and we didn't talk for almost a week in our relationship. Then came my birthday. She came again with this guy and the rest of my friends to surprise me. 2 days after that, she broke up with me. I have had enough at this point, and I said okay. For the next 10 days, we didn't contact, and we met for work on the 11th day. She was constantly trying to grab my attention, and she asked me to talk with me in private. She said she missed me so much, and she needed a hug. She said I was the best boyfriend ever. I explicitly said I've accepted the reality, and we're not meant to be together, and we need to move on. She got really shattered in hearing that, and showed she had tattooed irreplaceable on her body, as a reminder of me. I said she deserved better, and I walked away. From that day, we've been meeting for work, and she's been trying to grab my attention, crying, etc. She's been saying, "You can come cuddle with me anytime, and we can be FWB," and so on. She's totally lost and devastated. I checked her DMs once again, and though they were very close and communicating, there was no sexting going on. I'm now totally confused, and seeing her this broken makes me kind of sad. Should I give her another chance, as I don't want to regret losing her once she's moved on? P.S. She jumped from next to next in her previous relationships, except those guys chased her after the breakup, and in my case, I was the one who walked away. She cheated, dumped you. The F-boy she dumped you for got tired of her, so she's back. Do not take her back. You are her second or third choice. She wants you for stability, while she cheats with guys like these. Go no contact and forget about her. I second this guy's opinion. Tell her to kick rocks. Not second or third choice, but the last. He was the designated safety net if all else failed. Good for OP for seeing that. Seeing her this broken makes me kind of sad. She didn't care about your feelings when she left your messages on read while talking to this guy. She was acting disinterested in you. She dumped you. She was getting distant from you. You're feeling sad seeing her like this. What about yourself? You were sad and confused for at least 2 months while you were trying to understand what's going on. While sitting alone and seeing her giving all the attention to this new guy. Have you forgotten that? Do you really want to go through all of this again in the future? She went to the other side thinking the grass was green. Surprise, it wasn't. Has she even told you why she broke up with you? Why was she giving all her attention and time to the new guy while ignoring you? What made her realize that she wants you back? Just wanted to add for OP, it is not her or her heart that is broken. It is her ego. OP walked away without begging her to reconsider, etc. It is not what she expected. Apparently he is not devastated. She is not the most important person in his life. And it looks like she is not an important person in the new guy's life, so she has a reality check. OP, she is not trying to get back because she loves or cares about you. It is because she wants to feel that at least someone loves her. She will do the same for another guy. You are not her love interest, you are her safe and secure plan B. Talk to her that you are okay with her leaving, no hard feelings, and you prefer your relationship to be cordial. But she should not bother you with her heartbreaking stories. You don't need them, you don't consider her a partner, and you deserve a better partner. Ask her to please stop bothering you about anything but work. Tell her that her flirting and attention are annoying and cringy. She was expecting you to be devastated and to chase her and beg for her to come back. Since you're not following her imaginary script, you've become more interesting, and it's a blow to her ego that you're fine without her. Get back together, and she gets the ghost stroke that she needs until the next option comes along. Life is too short, and it's not worth playing those kinds of games. Stay gone, you are doing great. You don't need to read her DMs or have some confirmation of something going on. What you can focus on is the actual, tangible reasons that she made you unhappy, along with the fact that she broke up with you. 1. She made time for everyone else, especially new friends, over you. 2. She made no effort to change when you communicated your needs. 3. She made you feel that even if she didn't do it, that she was cheating on you. 4. She didn't put your relationship as a priority, demonstrated in many ways, including reading other messages but not yours. 5. She broke up with you. You are right to just stay broken up. You deserve better. Her feelings, what she did or didn't do with this other friend, and why she did it, none of it matters. What matters is she was a crappy girlfriend who made you feel like crap, and her realizing what she lost doesn't mean you have to put yourself through that again. Try logging out of her DMs and other things you have access to. Keep yourself busy and do not let her get to you.